I told my Heavenly Father of the horrible marriage I had and how upset I was to be in it and how I really wanted out. And I also needed His help to be able to fall out of love or the need to stay with such a crazy man. I knew that I had some kind of attachment issue. I've come to know since what my issue was back then. It's called Stockholm Syndrome, and also gaslighting and brainwashing, which he did as well. He was very manipulative. I had developed many issues from the years of manipulation and the fear of being strangled to death. That night, after I prayed, I had a dream. The dream starts out like this. I was a little girl, about 8 years old. I remember I would go to the park in the premortal world when I was bored and depressed. I would sit on the bench and look through the trees. It was wonderful. While I was looking through the trees, it seemed like I was looking through a veil to the other side, and no one could see me. At least that's what I believed. Well, while looking through the trees, I would see this teenage boy, about 16 years old, with blonde hair and blue eyes, whom I will call William. He was playing football and hanging out with his friends. I felt like I was really entertained by watching him. After a while, I would leave the park and then go back to my life. I visited this park many times. I knew this park very well. It was a place of peace and where I would go to be able to feel mentally and emotionally free and be relieved from all my sorrows. I would go there when I needed a break from life's hard times. I can't remember all the times that I've been there, but I do remember a time I came and watched my favorite teenage boy, William, playing football with his friends. And this time, when I was watching him, he stopped playing football with his friends for a minute and walked over towards the trees where I was standing. He seemed to look right at me. I wasn't sure if he saw me, but I was scared for a moment. But then he glanced away and I was relieved. I hoped that he couldn't see me because I was so shy. When I was standing there, I decided that I would continue to watch him since I didn't think he saw me. And I watched him go back to his friends and talk to them for a while. I really liked him, but I knew I had to go back to my own life, so I did. Later I saw myself in the area in front of my Heavenly Mother. I was sitting on a white marble floor with many other young adult men and women, but we are all children of our Father and Mother in heaven. Heavenly Father was there too, but I didn't see him at first. But I saw him later. He had been standing behind us. I saw a group of us, spiritual beings, talking. We were all talking about what we might do on earth. I saw Jessica Simpson get up and talk about how she was going to be a star and how she would sing so beautifully. I kind of wanted that too, but somehow I knew it wasn't what was most important for my life. Then I remember Heavenly Father asking everyone there, "Does anyone think that it's possible to love someone who would try to kill you?" I turned around behind me and saw Heavenly Father, and I thought about that question for a minute. And then I answered aloud saying, "I believe that it's possible." Others watched and listened to me. I also remember Heavenly Father asking us out loud, "Does anyone believe in getting a divorce?" And I answered again and I said, "Yes, I believe in divorce." And I said, everyone should be allowed to get out of an unfair situation in a marriage, like if they are being abused. Other people and myself continued to talk more, but I can't remember what else was said. I knew that I had shared my ideas in the premortal life according to my patriarchal blessing. So now I understood that part. Back to the dream. A few others spoke also, and we all listened to each other. We were there probably 30 to 40 minutes or longer. As the meeting ended, I got up to leave. Then I turned around and mentally, telepathically, said to my Heavenly Mother, "How can you be a sister wife in a polygamous marriage?" I thought of how I could never share my future husband in a polygamous marriage, but she never answered me. She knew that I couldn't understand. Then I left. Then another time I saw myself standing in front of a picnic table. All the guys that wanted to be my husband were sitting at this table. There were 5 guys, and out of my choices, William was not one of them. I knew that I had to pick someone, and out of these choices that I had, I wanted to pick a certain guy that I kind of liked, but not as much as William. And I felt Heavenly Father telepathically desiring me to pick George. And I felt a knowing feeling urging me to pick this George guy that I was supposed to be with on Earth. I knew that I had my free agency. I just wanted Heavenly Father to help me make the best decision. I wanted to do what Heavenly Father would want me to do, because He knows what is best for me. So I went and sat at the table for a minute and looked right across the table at this certain guy, knowing I couldn't pick him, even though I kinda wanted to, out of my only choices. Then I got up and walked over and sat next to George, the guy I was supposed to choose, and said, "I pick you." And I felt like I made the right decision at the time, who ended up being my ex-husband later on Earth. And that was the end of that scene.